Hi, welcome, and good evening, and good afternoon, or good morning, and assalamu alaikum, everyone. So today we are moving to the next segment. That's called promotion of our business, right? So that's 61 days, right? So only 40, just done that 40 days left out for us to go for a championship. So very important to start promotional activities. So today, the beginning of our promotional activities will define a few things. That's exactly the topic, especially in an e-commerce market. Before you go for an e-commerce market, this is what we are going to discuss today. So thank you so much for all of you. Once again, you sent us a few more questions yesterday. We could not take it. It went super fast yesterday. Still, we could not. Whatever I put in a PowerPoint, I could finish yesterday. So a few more of the PPTs came later. Maybe next, Q&A session will take it. I'm not continuing that Q&A. I thought I'd take a little Q&A, but we lose a complete connectivity. Okay, there's a connection now. The topic which you are doing, and moving forward. I think before our online shopping one day, so something will make it ready and go ahead. Okay. So thank you so much once again, all of you tuning in time. I think 6 p.m. So everybody is settled down now. And I think all of you are okay at Qatar time, 6 p.m. and India subcontinent, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. I think all of you got happy, especially, of course, Singapore as well. So thanks a lot. And now we go to the second part, which is basically promotion. That's a very important part. And if you set up a fantastic business, unless we get a marketing or online promotion, the traffic or the customers or sales or a business is not happening, there is no point all who's doing, right? So that is exactly the reason today onwards, very important. I want you to pay attention and completely focused and fully dedicated, and with a pen and paper, please do attend. Okay, every time be with the system. If you want to do it at 2 devices, I recommend that as well. Okay, having said that, we'll straight away start also with the PowerPoint. So meanwhile, all of you get settled in. Okay, so once again, I welcome all of you, officially welcoming to the 61 days of 100 Days of Digital Mastery Challenge. Today, 15th of September, 2020, Tuesday, and 6 p.m. I'm live from Qatar. So today, what we are going to discuss about the factors to consider before you start an e-commerce business, especially when I meant is a business marketing actually. But when we start going for a marketing, when we say, oh, I don't have this, that's the problem should not come. Especially the marketing part, what we are doing is not theory. We are going to do practical, means you will do. For example, we discuss social media, you start your social media campaign. We discuss email, we start our email marketing campaigns and PPC campaign, and all the things we'll be practically doing. So most of you will have something to set up and doing promotion aspects, right? So here is the system which we are going to discuss about everything in e-commerce. Last Saturday we completed about affiliate marketing, right? Affiliate, how to start up, how you start your affiliate with a dashboard. We completed everything, and the site is set up, everything. Now only you're waiting for a promotion. So today we are trying to do for an e-commerce business, and then we go. I don't think today we can finish. Tomorrow, maybe coming days, we'll also complete our website features and everything. And like what we did in affiliate marketing. So before that, so a few things to be getting ready. That's exactly we do before you start doing. That's exactly we're going to discuss today. Now, the first thing is, so I would like to start today's session with a question. According to you, what is the most important factor in any business? Forget our online business, or e-commerce market, or any traditional business, or offline online business, or a completely online business. What are the most important factor? Think about it. So we have been discussing so many things, like we discussed a business plan, funding and investment, regulatory aspects, product sourcing, online marketing, SEO, keyword, website content, and everything. So what are the most important factor according to you? And sourcing a product, or people say the 4 P's is an important part. So these are the answer usually people give that. Okay, so can you type it there if anyone knows this? What is the answer? I think sometime I used to ask this question. Those who attend my workshop definitely can answer this one, right? So what are the most important thing? So that is, the most important thing for any business is the customer, right? So if you have everything in place, but there is no customer, there's no point. So customer is the most important part of any business. So how many customers you have, how many committed customers you have, how many dedicated customers you have, how many loyal customers you have, how many repeated customers you have. That's make the business different. So the most important part is a customer. So now onwards, we are going to do campaigns to get a more customers. So before that, we understand the customer. That's a topic we'll start with your technology, with your technical infra. So all of you remember the triangle, right? So organization, strategy, and technology. So technology aspect comes in. The website or other mobile application or a landing page, everything comes in. But here I'm specifically talking about how do you attract the customers, and we talk more about the customer aspect. In all the three aspects, strategy is important, and also technology is important to get a more number of customers to our website or to our mobile application, to our landing page, to our marketplace, to whatever you're planning to do. So that's most important. Even a viewer, I'm treating as a customer here, like your YouTube channel, I have a view more, right? So customer is the most important part. Now, when we say that, traditionally people say, no, your customer is very important. So now KYC was the biggest thing where the people say, now, unless you collect the KYC of your consumer, we cannot actually retain a customer, we cannot educate a customer, or not get a committed customers. These are the things usually people heard about it. In a way, people are more organized. When I say organized, maybe 10 years ago, if you go to a shop or a showroom, when checkout time, nothing much is happening, you pay and come out. Now, every merchant outlet you go, every supermarket, every boutique, every spa, every medical shop, they try to ask your phone numbers. And they also try to give you a loyalty program or give you a card, a membership, a privilege, a mobile application. So many things you'll be able, they provide you for you to utilize it. Why they are interested in that? Why they are so much interested in giving you a discount, giving you privileges, giving you points, giving you some additional facilities by showing a card or issuing a membership or giving you a mobile application? Because they want to know about you. So it's a part of the KYC process. Some of the products when you buy, like an insurance, or when you buy some kind of an investment, bank account, you're buying a bank account. No, opening a bank account isn't like you're buying a product from bank. It's necessary as a regulatory, you need to give your details. But otherwise, when you go buy a grocery products or maybe you buy a textile, not necessary. But so the merchants encouraging the people to collect the KYC, your customer. They somehow they'll take you the money or take you that name, your details apart from the money about you, your name, sir. Can I send you a coupon? Can I give you a coupon, mobile application, or can I give you send you WhatsApp, or what's your email ID? Something which is make you very comfortable to give them, and they get it and they utilize that one. So everywhere in the world today, the loyalty reward program, especially in the organized segment. When I say organized, it's quite difficult to define. Some of the part of the world, at least the person is issuing a proper billing system with a system. So he knows some kind of a data is maintained. So he knows his customer. Now, before that, this is 20th century. I'm talking 21st century, I'll come now. So 20th century started, now people continuing, but now it changed. Now go back to the previous dates, what is happening. Every shopkeeper, every merchant know who are their customers. And they know their family background, his profession, and how much is worth it, how much salary he may be getting, how much money he spent for a vegetable, how much he spent for a grocery items, how much he spent for a perfume, how much he spent for a textile item, how much he spent for a shoe, and how much he spent for foods, how much, like all this information, usually the shopkeepers know, and they know the customer, right? They know the customer. And in a traditional way, it's quite easy because you're physically interacting with the consumers. And it's quite easy for us to get that as well. Now, knowing the customer and who's your customer in an offline world is very easy. Why? By looking at, you will be able to understand sometimes your customer. For example, you're running a ladies' bag outlet. You're selling bags for the females. And you know who's your customer usually, right? Whoever. Now, you have a fantastic location. So many people are walking in front of your shop. You know, not all are not your customer. So you know who's coming inside, right? Now, any business you start, normally the shopkeeper knows who's their customer. And because of the location, that's the keywords in the traditional business. When you have a best location, you get a best access. So the traditional business, the location was the key. And because of the location, so many people pass by, few percentages your customer. Not about the 100 people, maybe 5%, maybe 1%, maybe 2%, maybe some of your location, you target some of the segment, okay, near to the school, near to the colleges, near to the institutions. You target some kind of business. I want the people come there, that I go there. So you even set up your business looking at their location where the people hang around. So all this way, you try to meet and get the customers, understand the customer, and people who are doing this quite long time. Then they said that information is not enough. That has to be data to be processed, and we need to take them to spend them more. So every client started thinking, every customer started thinking, every merchant started thinking, or more professionally about how the way business is done. Now, especially in the merchant side, because the competition increased. Now, earlier, not much competition. In one town, on one street, you only see 1 or 2 shops. Now, today, that is even in one shopping mall, you'll have 5, 10, 20 shops. So not too much of competition. So how well you treat your customer makes the person come back and spend you something called increase the basket size. What is exactly basket size? Basket size is a person come to my shop, how much is going to spend in my shop in one visit? How much is going to spend? He just come, only pick it up the stationery item and go, or he take vegetables, or he also take fruits. He also going to buy milk and meat. All the things, he started thinking, and he want that to be increased. His spend to be increased in his place. For this, he started thinking about how to do it. Now, same thing is also there in online, something called ARPU. There's not basket size. Of course, we also calculate basket size, but something called ARPU, average revenue per user. One user, how much is the time you are getting from your website? So this is a fact when you do a campaign. So in the campaign, these are the 2 things, very, very important part. ARPU, average revenue per user. That's very, very important to understand. All this start from this KYC part. Now, traditionally, people knew how they get the customers, and because the location or another promotion or whatever they do, and they know who's their customer, who are they going to buy from them, and they know by name, by looking at the. So when they moved on, and now this went to the data logic program, mobile application, website, social media, things start happening with the traditional business also the same way. Now, how about online business? In online business, as you know, location, traffic. We change the location to traffic. How best you're getting traffic? So who should come to your website? Through the Google, through email, through social media. You wanted the real, relevant customer comes to you. Now you're selling something which is maybe for maybe another ethnicity or another gender or another income group, maybe another religious belief group, or maybe another value principle group, or maybe an age group different, maybe an old, senior citizen you're giving something. And other customers is coming to you. You may not have the business the way you're expecting to happen. So now, before we go ahead with the campaigns, the most important thing to understand the customer, not the knowing the customer. So understanding your customer is more important than the knowing. So traditionally, the businesses have reached a stage called knowing your customer. That is not enough for online marketing. Just knowing the customer alone, that's a minimum requirement. You may not make it a bigger sales, and you don't make more money, and you don't make a profit, you don't make the more ARPU, etc., happens. So understanding your customer makes more value for you to run a business. Now, understanding a business, when we say the customer, we say, so when you look at the acquiring a customer is always expensive. So first time to get a customer to your place, there is something called acquisition cost. So you have 1,000 people coming to your website. So how you acquired these customers to you? So 1,000 people are coming to your website on a daily basis. Now you did the email marketing, you did a SEO, you did a social media, you did a landing page promotions, you also did text messages, you did a WhatsApp promotions, maybe you've done a newsletter, you did a blog. All the things you have a cost. So let's say for 1,000 customers to get, you spend $1,000. That means per customer, your acquisition cost is $1. Now, when you spend a $1, how much money you're making profit? So you have already invested for $1 to get a customer to your place. Now, when he buys something, maybe one product or 2 products, you make a profit. One product, he buys it, even though you have a product margin, you may not make a profit because you already invested to acquire that customer. So $1, right? You may not make a profit. Second product he buys it, you make a profit. Third buy it, you more make a profit. That's the reason when a customer spend more frequently, you make more profit. So that means acquiring a customer is expensive and retaining that customer is much more profitable. So there are people say 30 to 75% additional profit you make it. Depends on the business you're doing in online. So you have more number of repeated customers, so regularly buying from you. It makes sense. So you need a more number of people to buy from you. And at the same time, they buy more from you. So their preferences, frequency, spending patterns, all the things is a very important part. So you need to know your frequency of your customer, how often they come, how many times a day he visits our shop or a website, how many times in a week he comes out, and how many times he put his credit card and buy something. So all the things are part of understanding a customer. So all based on all these big thoughts and analyze, actually go for the campaign. And it's very important, all this data, all this information, all this vision, we should have it before we start working to get our customers in place. So all the campaign is not all about putting a lot of effort and money and getting traffic. It is all about getting more conversion, more sales, increasing ARPU, increasing basket size is more important. So that's the reason understanding your customers is very important. So as I mentioned, the most important factor of the business is the customers, and understanding the customer will become more important. Now, online, as you know, it's very easy. We have been discussing this point, defining the customer. So demographic and psychographics is the easiest way. Online, it's very easy to get this. And once you get this information, it's fantastic. Now, KYC, a kind of a demographic information like age, gender, race, location, employment status, etc. So how about psychographics? Psychographics include a personality, values, attitude, interest, and lifestyle, which is sometimes even the customer don't know. So I think I'm this kind of a guy. I may not be that kind of a guy because my character may be different. But today, this technology, social media, or other devices which you use actually derive our psychographics. Like, in Facebook, actually, you can download about your psychographics. It's a free, right? As you know. If you don't know, you go to that meeting and request Facebook will send you 2 days later. You can download. It's a free, of course, but you have to wait 2 days. They send you 2 days time. So you can actually download like that. Every customer, we had to define their demographics and psychographics. So, for example, I'm going to tell you. I think how we define a customer. Okay. Now, demographic information. It's a female. It's an age between 35 to 40. She's married and she has children, and dealing with issues of her weight gain. And she also has a lack of energy and hormonal imbalance. These are her demographic. These are the KYC or demographic information about the customer you have. So your one customer information is this. Now, what is the psychographic examples of the same person? So here, the psychographic information will be translated to like this: concern with health and appearance. And she need a healthy lifestyle, but does not have much time because she's working more. And she liked going online, enjoying in the evenings. So remember the point, timing of the campaign. So based on her time. And she's a big fan of her Pinterest. You do Instagram campaign or you do Facebook campaign, you may not reach out to this consumer because she's not there and she's a big fan of her Pinterest. So you need to have a Pinterest page. Okay. Now she is more on a quality of economy, right? And she's maybe a discount may not be appearing instead quality, luxury, brand, facility, guarantee, limited edition. These are the things she likes more than saying about, hey, you have a special offer. And finds fulfillment of her career and family. That's what exactly she liked about that. And that's a pace she play around her life, find the happiness part. And she also valued time with a few friends she meet and discuss and all the things. So these are the informations about the consumers you have. So demographic information, psychographic example. Based on this, you need to define how you proceed with that, or how you say now how you campaign with that, how you approach with that. So let's start with another story now. So look at this, how the world has changed. Now, when you look at this story, when Mr. John, he got married and he wanted to buy a washing machine. So, when he moved with his wife, a young guy, newly wedded couple, moved to an apartment. And he just completed his school, and now he started living with his wife with a limited income. But his problem now, we discussed about this problem thing. No, every business owner or every entrepreneur or every website owner is the problem solver. You provide some solutions to the problem. So he wanted to buy a washing machine because he wanted to do laundry, right? That's the problem he's facing. He wanted to get to solve that one. So he wanted to buy a washing machine. So how the decision is taken last century and one decade ago and now, when you analyze, you can see a major difference. It's very, very important to understand and get into our mind. It's important because all the marketing strategies, when you look at, you asked me 10 years ago, what are the kinds of marketing? When you saw someone introduce me, I always say, I sold this many millions of Pearl Day packages, this many Hyderabadi pearls. Basically, when you look at all that campaign, it's not relevant now, except SEO activities. Even SEO algorithm got changed. So the decade has changed. Now we are in 2020. Now we look at 2000. I used to do analyze on 90s and 2000, 2010. So life is, I don't know how fast this is going. Like now, today 61 days. We started 100 days of challenge. Can you believe that? How fast it's going? Same thing, life is 2010. I feel just got over. 10 years, we can't even imagine how fast things are going. And along with that, things also got changed, drastically changed. So let's say 2000. How John go and buy a washing machine? So he went to a retailer. How he went to a retailer? Because he listened about a FM radio advertisement about some retail outlet who's selling a washing machine. So he went to a supplier. Then he said his problem. His problem is, I want a washing machine, but I don't have money. I don't know how much money. I just started a life. You tell me a cheap one, or it's with a low budget one. So he got a solution saying that he suggested 3 brands, and based on a budget he has it, and based on a salesman pushed or given importance to some product, and he brought that products, right? Now, so this actually, when you look at here, if we go to an outlet or a shopping mall or a shop or a merchant, by listening or by seeing an advertisement or maybe some peer-to-peer communication, or maybe a hoardings, maybe a commercial, TV commercial, or a newspaper ad. We go to the supplier in 20 years ago, then we talk to the problem. And when we are talking to the problem, the salesman of that place, and he has influence on taking a decision on you, and he push a product based on what? Based on the incentives, based on the bonus, based on the promotion, based on a benefit, based on the recognition he's getting from that product and brand and the owner of the company. Not really completely on you, right? John only talk about his budget. He given a 3. Out of the 3, he might have suggested 1 product, which gives him, hey, you push 100 products, I'll give you a Japanese trip, something like that. So he would have pushed that way, and he bought it. Now look at the same thing in 2020, how it happens. So here is a problem. What is the problem? What is the problem now is having a problem. Now 20 years later, the washing machine broke down. Now he got 3 children, and it's a very, very noisy at home. And even washing machine started making sound. So he is looking for a silent washing machine. Which one of his silent is more important to him. So his problem is noisy. Now he wanted to have it. Okay. So he did not go anywhere. He went to Google and read the reviews of the various washing machines. He might have Googled and got a review. So which washing machine gives a less noisy, etc., etc. Now he found a product, and he found a product supplier, maybe online, maybe offline. Online also you can find. Earlier in 2000, he never had much options. Now even a washing machine, cheaper option, and the delivery option, everything also can be online. So here is a complete method changed. You can see there is, when you look at the decision-making funnel. So so if we don't understand this funnel, we will do mistakes in the campaign. Okay, so if you have traditional mindset with experience, especially if you have a campaign experience or a traditional business experience, you have more trend to do a change, do mistakes. In 2020, when you look at, if you don't have much experience, especially the millennials, has a less chance to do mistakes because they have this mindset, how the people take a decision. Having said this, now when you look at this funnel part, how the new decision funnel changes. So now you wanted to have a proposal to take a decision. Now, for example, of course, the branding is important because that's the way he went to the supplier, right? Now, here, what is more important in the 2020? Content, because he read the review. So when you're doing SEO, when you're doing online marketing, review about your products and your website is important than a kind of a brand. So more, because he may not be knowing your brand, but he read the review. Review is good about your website. Your ranking in Google first page is up for, and is not looking at the brand, which your domain name is not looking at, right? But of course, the branding is important because the decision-making process, observation, information, which we discuss another step, in that branding, of course, human psychology is important to have it on a website. So another important aspect when you really look at here, the previously all about yelling, hey, I'm here, hey, come and buy, you want to buy, you want to buy. This is a style in the market, right? The people wanted to yell at other people, like a TV commercials or a FM commercials, or even to the marketplace, it was full of like that. But now it's got changed. You're helping people. Someone searches their problems in Google, you're helping them to get the solution. So yelling and helping, it's a huge change. So that means that's exactly the reason when we said, when you choose a niche, when you choose making a website, what kind of a benefit you're going to give, what kind of a solution you're going to give, that basically help you. So you need to have a mentality, you need to have a mindset, you need to have an attitude, you should have a value to help others, not make money. To help others, or the money is a result of that, as we discussed. The money is a result of it. It automatically comes, but you basically helping people. Now, when you look at it as a decision-making funnel, how the process also got changed. When you look in 2000, people go to libraries for information, right? And in 2010, 10 years ago, people go to a room where the computers kept, where my computers are. And 2020, people access everything there from their mobile devices. So this is a drastic change happened in front of us. And we should accept this is the way the world is changed. So mobile promotion part, mobile, you are reaching into a mobile device is the most important, like you had a books in library and your books library was there, because everything people access through their mobile phones. Now, here in this, you can see a decision funnel. So so this one. Now, earlier days, anyway, 2010, your website was the most important thing. Now, not only website, your landing page and funnel is the most important part. We have been discussing so many things on the website. Very less we covered about the landing page and funnel. Now we need to work on a funnel a lot because we are going for a campaigns. So what is exactly a landing page? A landing page is a standalone web page created specifically for marketing advertisement campaigns. It's not just a general page. Every campaign, you might create a multiple landing page. Maybe 10 landing pages, 20 landing pages you may have. It just depends on the number of campaigns you're doing. Even one campaign, some people do 2 or 3 landing pages. And it is a goal of the landing page is always to get some action, call to action. He buy it or give a details, sometimes leads, sometimes sales. This is the thing. So typically a landing page looks like this. You might have seen many times, okay? So the moment a customer comes to the landing page through email, through WhatsApp, through social media, he land exactly in the where we wanted to have a data of that customer. So either he register for a demo, he'll ask more details, or he freemium method, he'll sign up, or he may go to the buying page. Okay, sometimes it's a subscription, you subscribe with a free. Or sometimes the lead generation method, it can be a free consultation or a free mentoring session. So this is the way the funnel is set up. In that funnel, there's first is a landing page. So we'll come to the funnel as well. Okay. So this, you might have seen a different kinds of a landing page. So different websites. So a landing page for your e-commerce website, your drop service website, is very, very important. Of course, your downloadable products, digital products, ClickBank, JVSU, Wire Plus, landing page funnel is very, very important. Okay. So here it's actually basically most of the landing page, you capture the lead and put into the destination page. This method is happening, right? This is the way the landing page works. So this kind of a thing, the moment a customer lands, you can actually capture it, so you never miss it. Otherwise, he come to a website, he got confused where to go, so many things, etc. It will be a problem. So even a different style people keep the landing page. You might have seen some of you, most of you are reached through a landing page to us, right? You put into the funnel, you see a register there. Now we also are now promoting. I think you might have seen. I think you might have got an email for a 19th or online shopping mall. So this is a landing page we are promoting. So right, you got a URL, you got a mail. Please do promote this landing page. So if there's single click, they can register name, email ID, phone number, and they get reminders and other mails, and they can directly come and participate this one. So landing page is very, very important. And basically register, contact us, generating lead is very, very important. So landing page, any campaign, if you lack the landing page, it will be a problem. Normally, when you go to Google for a campaign or a Facebook for a campaign, they'll insist you to create a landing page. Sometimes they even give you the structure to create a landing page. Now, what is the difference between homepage and landing page? People think, I already have a homepage, all the information I have, why should I record a landing page? So basically, homepage, when you keep it, you have considered so many aspects of creating a homepage. Homepage, you're running a business. You have different types of customers coming. Your partners are coming. Your suppliers are also coming. Job applicant also coming. Media people also coming. Your investors is coming. So everybody come to the homepage. But the consumer who's he come for one thing, it is not there, or he has to search and get in then, right? Here, this landing page is single objective. What is that? Either I get a lead or I get a process start through buying. So usually two types of a landing page. One is you put your name, we'll get back to you, or get a free consultation, or get a free booklet, or attend a free webinar, or subscribe to our newsletter, something like that. He kept it and capture the data. That's a lead. Then there is a funnel method to process it. Second one is click through. That's the moment a person click it put into the funnel. Maybe immediately the shopping cart, it will buy something, or bring them through upsell, different levels to bring it. We'll discuss on the funnel part on it. Okay. So this is about landing page. So this landing page is important the moment you go for for campaigns. Now, funnel is basically what exactly a funnel? It's like normally the funnel what we're talking about, the same funnel we are talking here. So it's basically a process to attract the potential customers and guide the people to the next level to take a decision. The decision-making process, the management aspect we discuss: observation, information, clarification, decision, conviction, and commitment. So there is that 6 steps. Same way here also we are bringing out the different level. The interesting fact here is some of the funnels, every stage they sell something. That's a very good method. I think one of the campaign on digital products, those who have an AOB bundle, one of the things we'll set up the same way. We'll set up a funnel campaign. So a person may pay initially $9. He put the credit card, he put it. Then he take to another level and say, hey, you bought it, so fantastic. You bought a Facebook and Instagram page. You have everything on all the tools, you can use it. We also have a YouTube. We also have a LinkedIn. We also have this. And if there's an automation facility available, why don't we upgrade? Then you told him another $48. Then he reached another level. Hey, we have another method of reaching out to them, so many other tools and connected to CRM, etc., etc. Then you sell another thing. Then there is another segment called luxury, maybe a premium or an enterprise version. So if every 3 or 4 process, usually 4 steps, the people take, so the consumer make them pay. So this is a method of a funnel is doing. So here, if you ask me, it is a good method. It depends on what product you are in. If you have a good premium product to do, I personally prefer you sign up and understand and come to an informed decision. That's the way you can actually retain a customer more. But your business is not much on retaining. You want to sell repeatedly different products. It's okay. It's up to your person to do a strategy aspect. So basically, when you put a funnel, there's a different level. Everybody is not going to come to the ending page, right? So it is come through different level, and some of the customers will continue there. Okay. So there are different, there's a SKUs page the moment he comes in, and then there's a sales page, then there's a checkout page, and even checkout page they'll ask you to add something on that. So you bring the people to the landing page and put the funnel, then do a sales process and checkout page. So this is one of the methods. So another method you can see one company is doing homepage, then select the products and converting checkout is also thank you page. It can be another funnel method. So now when you set up a funnel, this is exactly all of you to get a picture. Now, tomorrow onwards, we are going to bits and pieces. We are going to discuss about email and Google campaign, landing pages, Instagram, and we also go all the things we are going to have. Now, the problem would be, what is the problem? Because if you don't understand this basic fact, you will miss out the objective. So that's the reason you should have a funnel idea in detail about it. So funnels are basically for sales to happen from the consumer. Okay. So a lot of traffic, then generate a lead, then sales happen. So that's the usual funnel methods, right? Some cases, even sales and upsells also will be there. So basically, conversion funnel, like what we discussed about the content part, here content also play a major role in the funnel. So get a leads to the website or to the funnel. You create awareness, maybe through branding, through a campaign, through emails, everything. In that content, create an interest in him, and he get a desire, and he take a call to action, maybe immediately, or offers, or a scarcity, or immediately he wanted to have something. So you bring him to take a decision. So this is the way a customer take a decision in your website. So this conversion process is very, very important, and the creating interest, other thing through various content, it's a process for every product and services that changes. So my objective here today, you need to get this big picture before we start doing various kinds of campaigns. Now, landing page and the funnel, it's basically can be multiple page, and maybe 10, 20 pages also. There are different companies use it. So it's up to how the sales funnel, how big the sales funnel, and bringing to the next level, etc., etc. Now, for example, if you think about it in this way, people can come in different way and land into one. I given an example, xyz.com/1, you came, and then to another site you can go. So when you do a visualization of this one, thinking about consumer point of view, it's quite interesting. You'll be able to get it done well. Now, what is the difference between landing page and funnel? So, funnel is in a process. Landing page only capturing a data or a process starting on it. Now, if you want to understand more about this one, even you can set up the same thing. You go to our admwebsitebuilder.com, where we have site funnels and e-commerce also. You can also have multiple landing pages. If you go to templates, you can have a landing page template set. So now this is, you can utilize and understand how the landing page works for you. Okay, so it's a very easy, and you can also see some of the screenshot I'm showing from there for the landing page part. Okay, I believe all of you got it, the idea about a funnel and landing page, because when we decide about a campaign, we are not actually talking about a website. We are talking about landing page. We are talking about a funnel system. So everybody has a different funnel. Depends on your niche, depends on the products, depends on your target audience. Your funnel is going to be different. Sometimes you sell it, sometimes you don't sell it. Sometimes you educate and sell it. Sometimes you only capture a lead, then later you have an offline process. So we never know what kind of a campaign, what kind of a niche, what kind of a customers you're going to use it. Now, so important part is now all this portion, what I would recommend is now after we start a promotion, we are not going to have a question answer session on the up to 60 days. So you get a mail tomorrow asking about all the question up to 60 days. Please do ask once more and finish it up. Now, after the last 40 days, we are going to have only taking a question. Otherwise, otherwise we will not be able to make a progress. Now we have to prioritize. We will only now have 39 days left out. Now we're going to talk about the same thing on our websites. Now e-commerce solutions. Now, as you know, e-commerce solutions. Once you have website, you have your e-commerce solution. Also, you'll have a landing page and funnel and connected to checkout page, and checkout page connected to what is that? To your payment gateway and logistic. Everything will be there, right? Now, so before you start on things, what are the things is required for your website to be ready? One, finding your niche. So never forget, this is an important step, and follow the 18 steps. You might have already started compromising. That is the first step of your failure. Tomorrow you're going to put a lot of effort. Because you're wrong niche, you are not able to move forward. Same time of effort, you can see more people make money. You wonder how he is able to make money, because he set up the business, landing page, funnel, niche, keywords, everything in advance in a well model. So that's the reason 18 steps of a niche preparation become very important. go through the things. Day 2, the very next day, we discuss about the how you create, identify good niche, and record and watch all of you. And if you wanted to do some kind of a niche to understand, you can also go to onlineshoppingmall.qa, and you can see a lot of niche categories listed out there. Once you choose a category, we'll reveal to you that particular niche. Okay, why we are not? Many people ask why you're not revealing a niche. As you know, the niche. Those who worked on a niche, you know how difficult it is finding a niche. It's not easy, right? 18 step of getting a niche, because you can also see the people say they become successful because of the niche. So it's basically a success formula. So that's the reason you get a category. Within the category, there's a niche, and there's a niche. No, that's the way it's actually categorized. So same thing you can also do. You may choose on a basic level from onlineshoppingmall.qa, and we'll discuss in detail about this in coming Saturday. Then, once you choose a niche, define your brand, what type of brand communication you're going to do to the customers. So customer part is very important and branding part is important. So we'll discuss the both. Now, defining your customer is always a challenge. Who's your customer? Very difficult to say most of the time, right? So that's the reason we discussed the avatar concept. I believe all of you remember that avatar concept which we discussed. Who was not went through that recordings, please watch the Affiliate Mastery when we discussed about the ClickBank. We discussed about ClickBank avatar concept, which I really like. Most of the time, being a consultant, most of the time people ask about how you define a customer. It's very difficult to explain because many people up to get only demographics, then get a psychographic. They really don't actually picturize it on the part. So this we discussed on 29th of August, and please go through and understand it. Okay. So basically, as you know, that avatar is a Sanskrit word, and it's come from something from the heaven or the sky, come down to the living in the human being. That's an idea. But avatar also a Hollywood movie, right? All of you know that's the way avatar word has become very famous, and they created an avatar, so different species all together, right? So they specified about their avatar. So when you look at this, they specified about how the ear, how the skin, how the color, how the eyes, and the capacity, the features. So everything they come out with the features. So now when you think about the director, about art director, how are talking about how that, right? So this is important part. So when you can see an online, go and read about the specification of each avatar character that did it. That exactly we should do for our customers also. We need to define our customer. Who is our customers? Now, another beautiful concept when you look at avatar word comes from a Hindu tradition, and they have a one god coming down, like a Mahavishnu is coming down to the earth, and a different timing period and living. But every time he came in a different form, even the one person. So like you have a set of a customer, the different. Just you can. I don't put the pictures there. So you can see, Google it, you can get the pictures, you understand each time it is a different look-like person, and you can see the 10 different avatars of your customer. So this is the same concept actually ClickBank are talking about. So basically ClickBank using an avatar word, because not from Bollywood movie, they got from this concept. So this, if you can understand, this is very easy to understand. Now we go to this visualization. You have 4 billion people in the market. Unless you really visualize and understand who is going to your customer, it's going to be very difficult to get a customer. So unless you know if you don't know what you want, you really don't get it. We always get what we focus. So you need to focus on your customer. So 4 billion people are smart. You don't have a focus. You tell me what the age group of your customer, what are the psychographics, or you tell me what their interests, what their hobbies, what kind of a dress they wear, what kind of food they wear, what their ethnicity. All this, and like that, you can keep thinking about your customer. Then your picture comes out. So that becomes your avatar. So avatar is, you need to have your psychographic and demographics based consumer you've defined, and you know that who is going to buy from you. So who is your customer and how do you market to them? This is the two things. If you don't know, promotion is going to be different. So if you don't know your customer, you don't know your business. Okay. If you are not defining your customer, no. So for example, many of the investors, if you go for a funding, you wanted an investor to pay you. One of the questions, tell me set of your customer's name, or who's your customer, what's your revenue model. If you're not defining the customer, then they think you don't know the business. So they look for you to define the customer, etc. So it's a very, very important for you to have good clarity of thought and understanding. You make sure that you know who is a customer, okay? And how do you reach out to them? So this is, we know that 4 billion people, we have it in the market, and all of them we can market, but it's very difficult. Now, taking a few examples. Now, you're selling a watch. So who's your customer? Everyone going to hear? Depends on what kind of a watch. You're selling a Rolex, you have a different set of customers. You have Caterpillar, you have different customers. You have Fitbit, different customer. A locally made brand. For $100, you give a 10. That kind of a watch. So you give a smartwatch, is a different so altogether. So here you profile it as. You start profiling it as this way. You need to have a clarity. How you connect with them, because not only you identify a customer, you need to communicate with them, or they need to reach out to you, or you need to reach out to them. Communication is important. So once you define, so now you think as a young girl is your customer, you should know. Now she's going to use a Gmail, and what's her Gmail? And my customer on an iPhone, and she's from London, and my location of my customer, and which social media platform he's going to use, and what kind of a device she is using. Why it is important? Because many of the campaign you can configure. You want to only show to iOS. You can only show to a Mac, and you can have different campaign for it as well. And which are the platforms she will be or he will be using. So this is an important part. These are the things, she has a MacBook, and she uses WhatsApp and Instagram and LinkedIn, Snapchat, and she also checks her email regularly. And she has an iPhone. So Android, she does not have it. So what she has it is also important, right? Now, you think that your watch is in a watch by a business owner. So he also on a smartphone, he uses an email, and he has a MacBook, and he also on social media, but he refers Wikipedia a lot, and he is having a multiple credit cards and debit card. Now whether you have physical products, or you download a product, or you have a service, or maybe subscription basis. Now you want to start something subscription based. And these customers is very easy for you to have, because a person's having a credit card, it's very easy for you to give him a subscription. So he just put a card, you said $10 per month, $20 per month. So he keep multiple credit card there. So sometimes to a young woman or a senior citizen person, you cannot offer them a subscription because they don't give you credit card there in your website. So every month you can take it up. That's a fantastic model. Once you acquire a customer, every month you are getting some money from the customer. So that is the method we should be looking forward. Now, you think about, now your watch is going to be bought by a professional woman. So she also checks a regular email, and she also has an iPhone. She also has and then she also on a Facebook, and she reads a lot of blog. So a review on a blog or a write about your watch is important for you to target on this one. Same way, when you look at it as a mother, let's say if your customer is going to be, if she's going to be a customer, you also should think about, apart from psychographic and demographics, how you can communicate and what his interest or her interest. There are a few cases, YouTube has become more important, and she also read a local newspaper. So that's another information. So you might use that also to communication purpose. Now, a young guy is going to be he also uses, we love vouchers and coupons because he's going for a limited term. So vouchers and coupon is very important part. So this is the you have to define. Now, if you're selling a women bag, now again from the customer you have to define. So if it's a young girl, the same way you have to define, this is my customer, these are the demographic, these are the psychographic, and they will have these are the things. So all the things, bag also same customer will also buy a bag, but so you need to have that one based on your niche. Now, a healthcare you're selling. So here comes a senior citizen. He may not give you a credit card. He may not be interested in taking your subscription. And he's using a laptop. He can purchase online. He also read newspapers, and WhatsApp and Facebook is comfortable to be online, not other thing one. And also read Wikipedia. So some similar, so various things, same set of a customer does a different thing there, right? So based on these kinds of things, you should be able to take a decision when we are doing a campaign. Okay. I know you'll have a lot many questions, as I mentioned. It is please do ask. We'll send out an email. You can ask that one. Okay. Now, if you're selling a corporate wear, So your customer profiling, again, the same way, you need to think who's buying and who uses what kind of a devices and what kind of a profile they have. Now, if you're selling a health and fitness equipment products, again, you have to define about is a young guy and with this kind of thing, or a men will be spending, especially above 40 or 50, he's be spending on it. They will, so they'll have a different psychographic coming in, right? So a different set of habits and coming in. Now, how the people find you. So this is one method when we defined it. Now we go to them through various campaigns. But the more easy, the people come to us, right? So here, we need to think about how the people can find us. So that's a place you play SEO, search engine optimization, and you need to name your company, your domain name, your brand name is become a very important part. So think about in this your process. So most of the time people think about their brand and domain name, which I like, which your customer in your mind. Not you is important. I like a blue. I like this kind of a name. No, you need to think about it as a consumer's point of view. So when you say this brand, how they feel about it, how they perceive about it, how they think about you, that's an important aspect. So think about that. So that's the most important part. And also make sure you understand that market. So do not start. Many of the time, you people get a good niche, but you don't know about that and you don't enjoy understanding it. Please do not start that. It's important to know your market. Then evaluate that demand is a very, very important. As I mentioned last time also, so most of the time we will be excited about starting something and there's not demand. So it's a waste of money and time and effort. And you need to create a demand which has many time and effort and investment required. So evaluating the demand become important part. So evaluating demand when you do, even before you set up the website. After the website, so again, you have to change the look and feel and color and the content, everything, right? So that's the reason you find out high demand and low competition, high demand or high competition of products to choose online. So all the things, all of you know, once again, you can go through this website link, you can get the market trends and you can take that one, right? So don't forget this formula. So never forget this formula, okay? Now, the next step is actually you should know your competitors. Now you're going to do something. So there are competitors, they're offering a different price and different offers and different style, different warranty and different set of methods. So you go and learn about competitors. You may have been and buy some product from them. Act as a customer, act as a go and do CRM and go to their Facebook, subscribe to their Facebook and other social media and get the update on regular basis. So this is important to understand. Even sometimes you have to do a thorough study about the plus point and negative point, the strength and weakness, and how they're doing it, how they're profitable. And we learned so many things about it. So this is about knowing your competitors, very important. Okay. Then you do you're selecting the vendor. Now, if you're doing an e-commerce, you need product supply, right? Now you need to choose the vendors. You go to a B2B portal like Alibaba, or you go to Etsy or any other e-commerce site, B2B sites. You can see so many vendors there. So how do you select? Or you Google it. You can see so many people. If you go to dropship, hundreds of options. So you need to select the vendors which you can have a long-term relationship and you can build a rapport with him. That's very important, right? And it's also he'll understand what's your market. And he has the capacity to supply. He has the product and pricing. Of course, sometimes you don't get always a good pricing from, but you make sure that is your customer like the pricing with your margin. So highly priced, you may not be able to market it. Okay. So that's the way you have to select the vendor relationship, agreement, contract, signing, and choosing, negotiating. This is selecting the vendors. It's a part on it. Now, the very important part is many of the product sourcing method people don't understand. And if you, especially you are bringing product from overseas or a different part of the country, part of the world, there are a lot of process. Regulatory wise, there is a process. There is a shipping process. There is a order placing. There is a process. and various kinds of processes are there. So that's the reason we need to understand the sourcing of the process before finalizing the niche itself. Then go and set up the website. You might have seen it. This is around 7th step. So before 7th step, you don't even set up a website. Many people do jump and start the website first. Then all the things goes wrong. Then again, you have to rework it. Most of the time, people give up and say it's not working for me. So make sure that is when you set up a website, how do you deal with the content? Your website should have a lot of content about the product, price, blog, question answers, and promotional articles, about the description and testimonials, all the things, how are you going to deal with? So you need to think about how you do this one. Then you also should think about it, how the SEO is connected, social media connected, your sales funnel is connected, your campaign is connected, even your recruitment is connected, even your investor relation, everything is connected with this, your content. So please make sure that is you have that thing in place to handle it. Then pricing and inventory is another important aspect where you need to, think about the competitor's price. You need to make a profit. You need to have an inventory forecast. All the things is important part for taking decision on a pricing. Most of the time, what I noticed, your costing goes wrong. So costing goes wrong. It is there's a human tendency to forget or not forecast, not really calculate some of the things. So most of the time, for example, if you think is I'm getting a product from China for $100, I'm selling for $200, I'm making $100 profit. Now costing, what other things include? So when you include, you brought a product from China, so you paid in advance, that's a product price it is. Then there is something called transportation cost, logistic arrangement, supply arrangement. Sometimes there is an additional package charges, insurance charges, taxes. All the things is a component for a sourcing itself. Now, once you import, once you hear as a customs duty, and the transportation time, 5%, 10% also goes for, things that are damage happen. So damage, sometimes the manufacturer gives you damage 10%, 5% or something. Some will call it the spillovers. Some will call it the damage. They'll give you. So if you don't have it, that 5%, 10%. So if, for example, you're working on a 20%, if you're not doing this calculation, 10% is gone. So that is important aspect. Put it there. So all the things. So then you come here, and a product reached you. So reached your garage, and loading, unloading, packing, unpacking. So because you got one container, or you got a big carton, you brought the carton and kept it in your house or your garage, and the carton you have to take one piece and pack it again. So there's a package cost, packing cost also there. Somebody is doing this work, and there's a gift wrap sometime. And from here, it's going to another customer, which is again on a customs duty, and there's a logistic arrangement. So there's a cost. In between the process, there's an operational expenditure. There's a customer acquisition cost, which we discussed earlier, the $1 for every customer or $10 for every customer. Then you have another issue. You spending money on a campaign sometime in addition to the acquisition cost. And you have a credit card transaction fees because they charge around 1.5 to 2%. If somebody is buying for $1,000 US dollar, $25 approximately goes to credit card. So that one. So all the things is a considering factor for a pricing. Then all put together, your customer should have a good appeal about this pricing aspects. So it's quite challenging, quite important for you to usually, if you don't understand all these aspects, check somebody's help who understand on it. Okay. And that's the reason you sit with the consultant and make sure that is your pricing is well. I've seen so many people who do drop shipping. They say my costing went wrong, I made a loss. It's a very simple thing, but people to take it. Yeah, at least one time you put in a visualize it in all this process and put an Excel sheet everywhere the component you keep it, you get a price. So that's your cost. Then you start a margin. Many people not just opposite. I'm getting $100, I'm selling for $200. I'm getting for $100 product, you might have a $200, $250, $300 per cost. Then you have to sell for $500. So that's also a factor. Okay. So you need to think about the pricing and inventory aspect on it. Of course, the logistic arrangement, you need to have different kinds of a logistic arrangement, maybe an independent company or a source. We discussed in detail about the e-commerce now. Various kinds of logistic you can arrange on it. Now, once you deliver or during the deliver, what the customer is looking for is a service and support. How they get a service for the products, and how they can, or any problem happen, where they should go, and to whom I should contact, where I get an email. All the things is the concern for a customer. That's the reason you need to have a live chat and FAQ. Existing customer can reach. Now all the things is a part of a support system we need to extend. So this, as a website owner, we need to have this is in the place. Service and support. And each product sometimes will have guarantee, warranty, replacement warranty, international warranty, all the things. This is also part of a service and support. So you need to give a service and support, maybe 1 or 2 employees or 5 employees or a team. So you need to have it in place to do this one. Okay. Now, payment and refund return. This is another challenging area. You receive a payment. Now, you know that not like earlier. Now you have so many options to receive a payment. Credit card, debit card, PayPal like a payment masters, payment providers. Then you have cryptocurrencies. You have a cash on delivery. You have maybe mobile money. You have a digital money, and larger programs, coupons and vouchers, redeemable vouchers, and your airline points. All the things you can use to pay the money, right? So many customers come to your place and asking so many things. I agree, sometimes we cannot have all, but in general, whichever people are using, you need to have a method, payment methods should be there. Methods, payment category should be there. So this is one fact. And every transaction you're paying, they say you sometimes 2.5%. But you might have another clause there, you need to read that is till what amount. So if you're not reaching a certain amount, they tell you, I will charge you another $500. Then there is a setup charges, there is a monthly charges, there is a yearly charges. So all those things are also part of your pricing strategy and payment gateway to set up. Now another issue is there are people who decline the transaction, they return the products, and you also should be mentally prepared to come 5%, 10% of the product, depends upon what kind of a customer base you have, what kind of product you deal with, and the geographical area. This I told you an example at the time last time. If you marketing something in Japan market, you'll have less than 5% of the refund. If you are looking for a market like a Brazil or India, all those places 20, 30% will be refund policies. The refund customers will come and talk to you on this. So this is part of our culture as well. In Japan, less than 5 because they don't even refund. You did a deal. That's what is their attitude, but not for us. We only did a deal because of your money back guarantee. Right, so that's the cultural aspects. So you need to think about the refund policy. Like if you are doing something like Japan, you can 100% say, no question asked, within 30 days we'll return, because we trust you. Do this one. Now when he places an order, you not do misuse this one. You entirely prepare for 5%, but you charge a 5%. So this 5% you add to your products. For example, you're selling 100 bag, 5 bag is going to come for return, which means you should have another 5 bag money with you, right? So this portion also you should think about your refund policies. So refund and returns, this all the aspects you need to think about payment gateway, and where the overseas transaction, bank transfer. So many price money will be going you'll not see, because the money is in the bank and very easy for them to deduct from the bank, right? That's an issue. That's exactly the problem here. We need to consider when the payment gateway. Anyway, to know more about the payment gateway, one day when we discussed about e-commerce, we discussed about the payment part. This portion I do. But now setting up the part, payment and refund and return policy you should have, and someone should be able to handle that one. The next one is a security one, and it's a big challenge now for a security. You know why? Because the government itself is like the Chinese is spying like anything, right? So security become a more tightened, and you cannot reveal the data, etc. Plus your website, not getting, definitely you get attacked, not getting a problem. So you mentally be prepared. Actually, definitely you get a kind of an attack on the security issue. Okay, so that you need to be concerned. Now there is another security issue like SSL certificates, like a thing which people trust you to pay your transaction. This is also important part. Another important part, the regulatory compliance. As you know, the e-commerce is pretty new, and new means around 20 years now, right? 20, 30 years. Not actually more than 40 years. Okay. So 40 years, we have an e-commerce now. Still, it's a pretty new. Many other countries yet to come the proper regulation, but at a certain level, everybody has a regulation. Sometimes they don't know now, but they will slowly updated is depends upon the country you have. This is I recommended because of the regulatory issue, tax issue, commercial license required. You need to sometimes some of the Middle Eastern country you need to localize to be part of some of the country. You have to be 51% of the localized should be there. So much of regulatory part is there. So very important for you to keep that in place to for taking a decision of that product from that operating from that particular country. Now, every country has a e-commerce law or IT law. So like you can see, the Qatar National E-commerce Roadmap is published in 2017. It's part of Vision 2030 model. So you have an e-commerce law about every country, and Qatar also has it. So whichever the country your customer is and where you setting up the business, that's a place you need to follow that rules. Okay. Now, so there's a consumer protection. You know that you are as an entrepreneur. The consumer side is the law always. So consumer, that's the reason all the recording and everything should be there. Consumer has a good protection on e-commerce, and government is taking care of it. That makes it quite challenging for companies. So you have to comply all the regulatory aspect on it. So you kindly go through and download this document. You can actually read it. It's a good document to read and to understand Vision 2030. Okay. Now, another important part, when you do a payment gateway, you need to set up a good payment gateway, which is compatible with the MasterCard and American Express, or maybe Visa, maybe debit card, credit card, gift card, prepaid card, food voucher card, all the things, all the kinds of a payment gateway, including coupons and vouchers and what is that? Loyalty points also accepted. That kind of a payment gateway, you should have it. Now, once we have it as once people bought it, you should be able to share this is with the customers' profiles and integrate them, share their social media with their friends and relatives. So shopping experience, as we discussed about it, social media influencer. We discussed this point. The major social media influencer ideas came out because the Amazon allowed with the Facebook the sharing the customer shopping experience. That changed a lot on Amazon things, and people also started liking, and this is part of the culture now. People share. The moment you buy, you add some products on your online, you say about this, you got a deal, or sometimes the companies give you got a voucher, you say I have a voucher, if you wanted to go, you take voucher from me. Like that, various things people do, and it's important as well. That's the reason we think about our customer also doing the same in the market. Okay, then localization requirement. The people wanted to have multiple currencies and multiple language. Depends on your customer. That's the reason you need to define your customer. In that demographic, you should know what language you speak and what kind of a currency. That's part of your KYC, part of a demography. So you should know which country belongs to, which country is living in, and what the currency there. So the maximum number of consumers looking at you have multiple currencies, not necessarily all 100, 150 currencies you put in. Major currency you keep it, and people do transact. Okay. Now, another important part is the CRM part. Now, the people bought the products, and people expect to speak to someone or mail someone. If you don't do that properly, you'll have a problem. So make sure that you have a CRM in place before you're setting up CRM module, CRM staff, and entire thing. You should set up for it. Now, if you're setting up everything in a platform, make sure that it's a scalable platform. Tomorrow you want to add more product, more location, more pricing, and you need to have a scalable one. Now, another important part, if you're starting an e-commerce business, make sure that you have a team in place. This is not a one-man show, even though people say it's a one-man can run e-commerce. Actually, yes, but you need things to be done. So most of the things will be different people's skill. For example, you're making a brand, you're making a logo, you're making a social media post. If you are not good at doing that, graphics and making a post, you'll be stuck. So you need a team for it. I'm not saying you need to employ someone. Build a relationship with the freelancers. You say, I'm doing this website. I'm doing the plan. Can you do this for me? Maybe a sample order, $10, $25. You can start to build a relationship. Like that, you can have a virtual team, different places to play there, and different areas. Then to take it to next level. Okay. And this is, if not there, there's a problem. But actually, you might have noticed, and our online shopping mall, we certain extent to a client, we have a consultant, trainer, event manager, and digimender, and some cases social media influencer, as in place. So you can have an immediately to start with that. Okay. Now, when you look at the marketing campaign, this is what exactly we are discussing about marketing campaign. So now we're going to start a marketing campaign. So many things in additional required there. So that's the reason actually I really wanted to focus on marketing campaign, not on setting up the website. So landing page can be part of our marketing requirement. PPC campaign requirement is a funnel. Now we also should know we should have a MCC for a Google campaign to do. MCC, we should take it. Now we that's a formality. You should complete. Same thing, Facebook, you have something to do that one. So like marketing campaigns, and then you need a creatives, then you need a communication, then you need a follow-up, then you need a funnel, then you need a payment gateway, then you need to have a additional getting that customers back again. So this kind of a campaign requirement is very, very important to have it. Okay. So this complete list we need to list out and do. And completely automation is the key, as you know today. So you need to have a complete automation on email marketing, web tracking, lead scoring, all the nurturing the market, nurturing the lead. Once you scored, based on you got 100 lead, what you make it qualify them 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 5 star. Then nurture them by looking at the time. 2-3 months, or 1 month, or 1 week, 2 weeks, depends upon that. You can have automated text messages, not only for OTP and welcoming them. And you can actually need a campaign tracking what is happening every 2 hours, every 3 hours. And you need to have a form to capture apart from landing page record. You can also do that one. And you can also do a kind of a survey to understand, also sometime to get a lead. And like a funnel, you also record a landing page to promote. And socially discovery, people should be able to reach you. And integration, like you have a webinar, you have a chat. And of course, training and support for your team is important. So this is called a marketing automation. You record all these things to start with. Now, there is a CRM tools. I feel CRM is important. So loyalty reward can be your CRM. You can do promotion. You can do interactions. Analytics you record, and order form, and database you need to maintain on documentation, or agreement, etc., and communication part. So this is a part of a CRM. The person should be able to handle, and you need to have that in the place. Okay. Now, another important part of the strategy which we discussed about conversion rate optimization. As you know, not all the people are going to buy from you. So we are 30% of the thing which is we working on something. Sometimes depends on your niche, 3%, 2%, 5%, 1%. Depends upon your target audience, your niche, your products, your profitability, your monthly expenditure, revenue. It's all this matter for you to pick the percentage and take it. And of course, it should be realistically done. And you say 90% conversion may not be possible, but maybe it's possible in some cases. Okay. Now you can also do offline marketing. So once you set up this one, then you do campaign management. So campaign management is for the targeted customers, acquiring them and prospecting them and talking to them and segmentize them. So which category it belongs to, then try to build a kind of a loyalty. Maybe you start doing a cross-selling and upselling together, and then just kind of do a campaign and look at the budget, how much you spend, and review if required. Now, another important part, as you know, the content for a website is very important. Your product and service, everything is displayed there. So content management system is one of the most important systems for you to follow, and you need to be able to edit, add more products, etc. It's very important. Now, integrate another important part. When you wanted to sell a product, you want to say dispatch a product, you need to have a tie-up with a Ramex and DHL or a FedEx or a local QP or a postal department or other logistic one. Now, thank God, now so many options we have. And you need to have a kind of a tie-up with something called last mile companies. So it's called a last mile companies. That's called. So last mile company you can do tie-up. And in that, you have all the arrangement, packaging, delivery, sometimes even collecting a cash, even sometimes replacement. All the things, there is an integration required to integrate with your website. Now, once you all the things set up, the very important part is creating a buzz. What exactly creating a buzz? So creating a buzz is basically you are telling that you're making ready, creating an excitement with the people, and at a time you're getting a good number of sales. And it's also, in our aggressive entrepreneurship, that is required sometimes to get a motivation to have the sales. No, okay. So here is creating a buzz which include you plan your launching, beta launch, or your mega launch, even sometime doing an A/B testing or adding up products. Maybe initially testing with the email marketing with your team. All the things is important. One on all the things you create a buzz. Hey, I'm going to launch the fantastic product, good price, good offers is coming. And it will be delivered to your place. Now nobody is doing in the Middle East. All these kinds of thing, you're creating a buzz is a part of a buzz. It's a consultant and event manager do a strategy for you. Those who are they do part of a championship. Okay. Now your communication is basically about social media, right? So you need to have social media in place, social media plan in place. So that's a place, I'll tell you, you will have a tough time. So maybe initially you might think I'm good at Instagram, I'm good at LinkedIn, I'm doing that, but your target audience may not be there. Based on your target audience, you think about social media and make a proper plan. And how often you update, how your content, and how you respond, how you generate a lead, and which tool you are going to use it, who's going to be responsible for this one, how do you generate that lead and nurture them. All the things is social media important, and your look and feel, your videos, your posts and images, it's also important as well. So that's the way a detailed social media plan we need to prepare. Different structures are there. So I think one of the structures I'll discuss with you earlier, again on the social media, what again we'll discuss, and you can follow that way. And plus different strategies, you go for a 3A strategies, or you get triple R strategies, integrated strategies. So it's different kinds of strategy. If you choose that one and continue that. So plan. So, but you should have this plan, and you should talk to the people, whether it's an agency or internally or externally you're doing, or in-house you're doing. Still, you should have a plan. How much time I'm spending and how much I'm getting worth on it. So this is a social media plan as well. Now, as you know, people are going to buy the product from our website, but they don't go through desktop. They go through mobile app or a mobile device, an email or a WhatsApp link, click the URL, immediately go to his device only. So some cases, mobile devices, mobile device will be a 99%. Some cases only 1%. It depends upon target customers. It might change, but today you have to expect around 60 to 70% of your traffic will be from mobile device. So very important that. Okay. So we make an e-commerce plan or mobile commerce plan. Slightly few things will be different, and it's always better to have a mobile commerce making later once you complete your e-commerce product, because that's the way, it's a practice. That's the way you know what to be done, and more you think about more and less cost you'll do. As you know, mobile application development is more expensive than the website plan. So you make sure that there is an e-commerce plan in place. Now, you also should have a content management plan. So this last moment, if you're coming, this is going to be a big challenge for you. So make sure there's a proper content plan. We have how regularly you have a person to do. You have private label content. You someone internship people you hire and get it done, or you will hire someone as a freelancer to work for you. All the things are part of your content management plan, including the products, shooting and putting an image on a website, description on a website. All this is part of content. So it's a huge work comes in this portion on it. Now you also, once everything is set, now the people has to come and buy and take a decision. You got a website, you got a funnel, you got a landing page, you got a good content, you like a good product, you have a good pricing. Now what should they buy? So tell them a reason, your USP. It is a cheaper, best, or maybe R&D, long-lasting, pure, organic. Depends upon, tell them with a USP on it, and then people to buy on it. So all this thing put together, now all the things we discussed at various technologies part. So very important to become more productive with the technology. You've seen many people immediately start so many things. It may not record. Sometimes you only record a mobile application. You don't record a website. Some cases you record a website, you record a landing page, you record a funnel, you record a tools. Sometimes more than what we discussed, all the things may be record for you to run your business. It's a completely your target customers and the niche you're choosing. Majorly, I say it's your target customers. So based on that, you need to think around and do this one. So this juncture and another important aspect is, so far we are dealing with the mobile applications and website. Now we are starting a business. So what are the new device comes to us? You have so many things. Now IoT is going to be part of our life. Whether we like it or not, it's going to take care of us. Drone become our part. Blockchain become our part. Artificial intelligence become part. All the things is coming with a new technology and new possibilities. Now, you know that is a button, right? Or that's the name of the button. So for example, you want to repeat orders. So small physical hardware button, connected Wi-Fi, you press it, automatically your next purchase in Amazon and Flipkart, it will be added, right? Sometimes you put into add to my shopping cart. You talk to Alexa, add it to my shopping cart. So that will be added to shopping cart. I'm sorry, stop, Alexa. Okay, sorry. Okay, so it is. What is it? So the moment any kinds of device come now, once automatically when you say check it as something is there, even the device will add it to the shopping cart, right? So this is it's another aspect on IoT. Now the blockchain part. Now you have a payment system. Do you accept a cryptocurrency? Now you go to the Amazon accept a cryptocurrency, or maybe Expedia accept a cryptocurrency. You go to Drop Services website, you go to Fiverr, or any other website, they accept a cryptocurrency. So sometimes if you are not using that, your customer may not be buying from you because they will be looking forward to pay through this method. And sometimes some part of the customer, some part of the world, you have a more, in some segment, you need payment transfer as an issue. One overseas cross-border transaction is always a headache unless you have proper technology setup. Even somehow the card will not be accepted. Some cases you need to have avoid the transaction fees. For example, let's say you are doing a B2B, business to business, where you have a large volume of business happening. Let's say every transaction is $10,000. Think about 2.5% is how much. So every transaction you are losing at $250. So this is important. So why should you use a 2.5? Tell the customer to transfer, do a wire transfer. He said it's inconvenient, so you might lose a business. Tell him another option of the cryptocurrencies. Or you talk to the bank and say, I have a transaction of this one, what the deal you can give. So this is always negotiable. You can get a deal on that. So here is, then you have AI, artificial intelligence. Now, when you go for a campaign of a Google, of a Facebook, or any other campaign if you're going to do, there is an AI connected. Now, even in a simple email, if AI added there by Google or Gmail, it's there, right? You've seen it, the kind of automatically subject line comes up and reminder of the mail. Gmail got more life now, or more intelligence now. Even a campaign has a new intelligence come. So all the things now we should be able to utilize to reach out to more customers. As in the beginning, which we discussed, the customers, we need to define more accurately the customers. Then we also should be able to communicate to the customers. And in fact, they should reach to us. That's more the goal. And one customer repeatedly buying and again, that is more important, right? So, this technology should be used for upsell, cross-sell, and increasing the basket size, increasing the ARPU, and going back to social media and doing a remarketing or a retargeting. All the things is important part for using a technology aspect. Whether it's just a small thing, maybe just a CRM tool, maybe just a plugin, maybe just an add-on, just maybe a widget, anything, small to a big thing, all the things utilizing that is important one. For example, there is a tool called Plus This, it helps you to connect with the people through phone. Sometimes people don't read SMS, they get a call. That will make a difference on it. So like this, different kinds of tools, which we are going to discuss now because of part of our promotion in coming days. 100 tools we are going to discuss in next 30 days time. So this time, these tools, not knowing about is important. Important is how best you can utilize it. Extracting emails. Yesterday we discussed how to extract emails, right? Extracting emails. And you might use social media, various tools to do a better marketing aspects and various platforms to reach out to the market. So this is an important aspect on using the technology. Now, having said this, one more important point I want to tell you, some of your business, now which I talked about landing page, social media profile, and your LinkedIn profile, Pinterest, and now tomorrow I'm going to talk about ESPs and email service, commercial email service providers for you to a platform utilizing with it, and we are using a list building with the tools, and maybe sometime you do SEO with the tools. So various kinds of tools when you use it. First of all, think about your objective. To find a customer, is this method and tools is required or not? Sometimes you might not record in a website. Sometimes your business idea can start with a blog. Sometimes your business ideas can start with just a social media profile, a Facebook page, or a YouTube channel. That's maybe enough. So you don't record to have an additional website, but everything based on your vision and the objective keeping. So even a technology use is not I want a mobile app, I want a landing page, I want a funnel. That for what? It is to increase more number of customers to your place. So to your website. I believe it is, you got the idea. Please don't misunderstand here, thinking about, hey, I don't have this one, so it does not matter. Sometimes just a mobile presence, sometimes you just a classified ad presence, sometimes just a text messages, maybe enough to do some kind of a business. But in general, here we start talking about e-commerce business. Again, e-commerce, you have a huge different varieties of technology to choose it. Maybe kind of a freelancers do for you, maybe $500 maybe a product, maybe 500,000 you get from an IBM. There's some platform. So do we record that? I just need a Shopify, or I need a Shopify Plus, or I want to go Ecommerce, or I should go for this. So these are the thoughts you have it is. Make sure that is you understand that part and you take an appropriate decision, what kind of a technology you use it. Now, if you don't know what you do, you get this done with your consultant, with your trainer, with your mentor. You talk to them and get the decision for what kind of a technology I should be using. So this is a very, very important part for you to fix it. Now, technology aspect, one other challenge all of us is going to face is to set up this part. People say, I don't know the coding in a program. So that's the time, most of the time, the website or a mobile application, either landing page and file as well. It's always better to have you have more control, especially you start with a limited resources, which most of the thing you yourself handling. So very limited time, you can only depend on the tech people. You should be able to run your business. Any problem or a challenge, you need a help, that's it. But otherwise, morning and evening, you'll be able to open the shop like in a physical world. You should be able to handle your business here. Now, here is one main important point. If you don't know the coding, now every time we say create a funnel, you should be able to create a funnel. Otherwise, you go to a technology fellow, he'll ask you more money for it. So you can create yourself when you initially start your business. You can have your own landing page. You can have you can create your own blog. You can create your own funnel. So that should be part of a campaign. You should have control. But to a certain extent, sometimes we may not be able to do. So you should have a team in place to do for you. But you should have more. That's only because this money, every time you go and shelling out a lot of money, may not be a good idea on that part. Okay, so you need to decide. So like a strategy, we discussed niche is a strategy, SEO is a strategy, social media has a strategy, email marketing is a strategy. And you set up your company, an organization, which is less covered today because it's I believe, most of you are looking to start, especially in the championship, not registering a company. Even online shopping mall, that's a beauty thing. You don't record a company to register. But if you record a regulatory aspect, which I told you about, cyber law, you need to have a regulatory aspect as well. Now, there is another challenge. So now when you go for a regulatory approval, they will ask you your URL. They'll ask you a product you're selling. They'll ask you about the payment gateway, which you wanted. And they'll ask you about SSL certificate to give you payment gateway. And sometimes the e-commerce has most of the country now come with another license. They'll ask you about your security. They'll ask you about your data inscription, their data protection. Now it's a big concern everywhere. Now that's the part is important. And you also should have a small other thing, opt-in list. So e-commerce has email has a law. You cannot send an unsolicited email to many people. So you need to take care of that. So how do you create an opt-in list? Once you opt-in list, tomorrow I think I will be covering, or tomorrow after we'll be covering that opt-in list. So how do you get the opt-in list in place? And how do you welcome and increase your opt-in list? How you do increase your list itself? Not only opt-in list, how you get increase your list itself? How you make a database on it? And how you repeatedly you do it. And if somebody opt out, what kind of a message you give for opt out, and what is the rule you follow. So all these aspects on the technology, it comes under technology. I'm starting from domain name, your TLD. It's a part of technology. We should not only, of course, the branding, but again, you have to raise funds, connect with your. So you should know you should know your A record or a DNS record, how to set up, and that you should know. How do we handle it? These are the few things on a technology aspect which you know. You should have a dashboard access. You can edit it as. And most of the time, you have looking at a SEO, meta title, meta description, that you yourself able to handle it in a very simple way. And you should be able to integrate your social media to your website. And payment gateway integration, you may not be able to do. Sometimes you need a help, you can do, but some on instruction over the phone, you'll be able to do. And you want to set up a Gmail account or G Suite account. I mean, say it's a corporate email account. Otherwise, you don't want to spend out that money. You want to have webmail. So how do you configure the webmail to your website? This one is important. And once you're done your mobile application to develop, the mobile application, how you configure for Android, how you configure for iOS, and mobile optimized website, how you can have it, and how you get placed in App Store, how you get put into the Google Android Store, and how you get a good review, and how your website has to be synced your stock. And now an external, you have another technology you'll be using. For example, you have another inventory management system. You have another payroll system. So this is also connected with the technology, right? You have another API. So most of the time people say, okay, your product management can done, and we'll give you an API, but API has a different charge. What is the API? Application Program Interface. For example, you have around 5,000 products provided by a vendor. Now, entire 5,000 products, your description, product photo shoot, and image, video, everything put into this is a huge task. Now, it is very easy for that company to give you an API, application program interface, and to connect to your website. So for the API, he charges you, but it's cheaper because each product you're doing it. But when you budget it is, this API, you did not put it. So signed away. And campaign has a cost. When I say email marketing, if you do approximately $100 to $200 in a month, you spend on email marketing, because when you're using a good platform, opt-in list, newsletter list, you will this one. So that's again a part of a technology. And you have a OTP going, or maybe a text verification. You have an email verification. So you buy another tool, maybe a SMS gateway, and transaction mail. You'll have a notification mail, auto-generated mails. So all the mail you need to integrate on it. So, and plus you have a delivery going, your API from the courier companies or logistic companies give you, people can come and access on it. You have a regular newsletter, you have a giveaways, you have a private label. All the things is a part of a technology you should set up and think about it. So I believe it is you're clear about what I'm talking about. Now, if you have any more questions on this, I don't think so. We have a time now. We'll send you an email when you say thank you mail. We'll have come with a Google form. You ask the question, and the very next day, I'm not sure when the next question answer day, definitely we take your questions and refer it us. And as I mentioned earlier, till 60 days, including today, it takes 61 days, you ask the entire questions. Next, the online shopping, online promotion onwards. In fact, tomorrow onwards is we don't take a course. Another question only we'll taking a following week. So whatever we completed up to 60 days, I would like you to start all the questions and finish it up now. Because now after this one, we'll go back only after 100 days time. Okay, so please make sure that this portion, all of this clarity is there. You have an access, you understood. You know what's the training you record. You know what more information record. Make a list on it. And any training you record it, talk to that your trainer, your mentors will arrange. You need any kind of a strategy or taking a decision process, you talk to the consultant, they'll help you. You need creating a buzz, like an exactly event manager do for you. So your beta launch, your A/B testing, your soft launch and mega launch, plan and do that with this people. Now you want to continue support. Of course, your mentors are there. I think I noticed most of you are not really utilizing that 30 minutes on a daily basis. So please do on a daily basis. As you know, 6 days in a week you can do. And if you're not having a mentors now, so contact the mentors at adm.qa. So they will assign to you, and please take that one. Now, when you go to the campaign, it's important for you to do on a daily basis, because every 30 days, basically, out of the 39 days and the 30 days, we will be doing a various kind of a campaign. So whatever we discussed today, tomorrow, you'll be implementing. So when you do implementing, you need someone to support you. So there's a mentors, there is a event managers, there is a trainer, there's a consultant. Utilize all of them to take it to next level. Okay, so please do ask the question as well. An important thing I don't have to remind you all of, 19, we have the biggest announcements and biggest opportunity we are discussing. And I'm looking forward to, we have one of the best webinars, large number of audience which are going to do on the 19th, inshallah. And there's a beautiful affiliate program which we came out. I would like you to be part of it. Every lead you generate, you get a $1 method. I think you might already receive an email. If not, you'd get a mail tomorrow. You can start doing it and register with the, go and register as an affiliate and promote on it. Now, earlier when you did it, there was a issue of a 20% conversion that should be converted to premium member 20%. This time we waived off that one. So you just sign up, they just do mentoring. That's attend a webinar and mentoring is enough. Even they remain as a free member. So you can do and wonders on it. So please do. This is up to 19th. The campaign doing this opportunity will not be there after that. So you also go and register, promote this landing page, which is onlineshoppingmall.qa, webinar registration. You might have seen a mail. We are doing a PPC campaign. We are doing a remarketing week and sort of things. So people will be registering for this. And you also register the program. Anyone want to start a done for you e-commerce business. All this 25 steps, that so much of preparation to do. So here, we will help you to do that is yourself at the faster. So please share this with the many people to come and make a wonderful event on the 19th. And more number of people is there because the offers will be announcing it. So please think about it to get them on the website. Okay. So thank you so much, all of you. Today, I think the basics of we are done. Tomorrow we can actually start out doing a promotion of the business part. So defining the customers and understanding the customer part. Please never forget, think about all these aspects and refer the notes. Please do ask the question. Okay? Thank you so much, all of you. And I look forward to our mastermind from now. And another 5 minutes from now, we'll be joining the mastermind. Those who are in the mastermind, please join with us, and we'll discuss so many other aspects from there on. Thank you so much, all of you. And I'll see you in the mastermind shortly from now.